A teenager from the New South Wales Central Coast has been arrested in Bali after being found with a small quantity of drugs. For more on this, let's speak with Australian Network's Indonesia correspondent Helen Brown, who's on the phone from Jakarta. Helen, what more do we know about this teenager and the circumstances surrounding his arrest?
Well, we know that he was detained on Tuesday in Kota, which is one of the most popular tourist areas in Bali. He was found with a small quantity of drugs that happens to be marijuana. No charges have been laid, but he has been in police detention since then, and our understanding is that that means he's been in a police cell in the police station. He was in Bali with his parents, and a new lawyer has taken on the case for the family. We haven't heard anything from Indonesian police yet. We don't imagine at this stage that they will say anything. And we're waiting to see what the lawyer might say when he comes out of the police station.
From the Australian side, Helen, what's been Australian officials' reaction? What are they doing?
The Department of Foreign Affairs and Trade has released a statement saying that the Consulate General in Bali is providing assistance. As I said, they've helped the family find a lawyer. And our understanding is that this lawyer has previously defended one Australian on drug charges. The government says it's working to get the boy home from Bali as soon as possible. In fact, let's have a listen now to what Foreign Affairs Minister Kevin Rudd said earlier about that.
I have just now spoken with our ambassador in Jakarta, Ambassador Moriarty. I've indicated to him that his number one priority in the immediate period ahead is how we support this young boy and his family and do everything we can to obtain his early return to Australia. This is a foreign legal environment. I think everyone's familiar with that, and we are proceeding with great care and caution in order to obtain that objective. I've also asked Ambassador Moriarty to have our Consul and Consul General in Denpasar to maintain rolling contact with the mum and the dad and the boy. And that has been occurring during the course of today, and we will continue to maintain that contact in the days ahead. I think if you put yourself in the position of being a mum or a dad with a 14-year-old who's got themselves caught up in this sort of situation, your heart would go out to the parents. My heart goes out to the parents. I'm sure many Australians feel exactly the same, and we will do all within our power to support them and to get this young fella back home.
Foreign Affairs Minister Kevin Rudd speaking earlier in Sydney. And on the phone from Jakarta is Indonesia correspondent Helen Brown. Helen, what's the law in Indonesia in regard to the detention of minors?
Well, the law, it could see him spending quite some time locked up, unless, of course, someone decides that there is a way for him to be released, and that will be at the discretion of either the police, or if it gets to the prosecutor, or even further to the court. In the meantime, as you know, he has been locked up for a couple of nights now. Police have the right to detain him for 20 days and then another 10 while they make their case and decide if there is a case to make. So the law allows them to hold him while they do that. If there is a case, then they will hand the file to the prosecutor. And then the prosecutor will look at the information and decide whether or not to proceed. And the prosecutor has 10 days to do that, and then another 15 if they so request. And during that time, the child will be detained under Indonesian law. If it's decided to take the case to trial, to go to court, the young man could be held for longer, 15 days plus possibly another 15. Now, as I said, at any stage in that process, it could be decided to release the boy, and it would just be up to the different parties involved who are assessing the case and deciding whether or not to take it further. The chances of that, well, it's really hard to get a feeling for that at the moment, but he has been found allegedly possessing drugs, and as you know, in Indonesia, that's frowned on. and the suggestion is that could make things perhaps difficult. But as I said, it's very hard to know at this stage.
And Helen, where he's being held, just to clarify, just before we go, is it a juvenile detention centre where the boy is currently being held, or is it in some other form of prison?
Our understanding is that he's being held at the police station itself, at the jail in the police station. And I spoke briefly to the lawyer before he went into the police station, and he said that what he will be doing is talking to police and making sure they follow the regulation of putting him in a special jail where minors should be held, so that he's not held in adult circumstances.